Okay, so I'm going to do my hair and makeup for church, and then we're just going to go over some things with my vision board. So things with my vision board have been going pretty good, except like 2 areas. So I've been eating right. I've been going to the gym. I've lost 3 pounds since the beginning of the year. I'm taking my first trip next week. So the travel aspect, I finished my first book yesterday. Reading my book. I'm not writing a book. So I'm on that education aspect of it. But the dating, y'all, I feel like that one's probably going to be the hardest because I don't have control over how people act or how they present themselves. I don't have a control over who may or may not like me. So I was talking to this guy, and he presented several red flags. And so I've tried to like kind of fall back, but I'm a nice person, so it's really hard for me, I feel like, to be mean. And being honest about how you feel isn't really being mean, but in my mind, I'm like, oh. And so I was like, hey, I'm not really interested. I don't want to date right now. That's what I said. I don't want to date right now. I'm focusing on me, which I am focusing on me. I was like, I'm focusing on my health. I'm about to start back going to school. Like, I don't really have time to like pour into a relationship. And so he goes, that's fine. Like, I might be going back to school as well. I'm focusing on trying to get my career, move to the next level in my career. He's a police officer. And I want to, focus on my health as well. I'm trying to lose weight so we can help each other out with these goals. And I was like, yeah, I just want to focus on me. Like, I don't want to team it, like, type thing. And so then he was like, he's like, well, I hope you don't mind. Like, I still want to talk to you and get to know you. You mind if I like text you on occasion, check in with you and make sure you're doing okay and like all this stuff. So I was like, that's nice. Okay. And so he's like been texting and like, he's asked me out a couple times since then. And I'm just like, we can hang out. Like, I always use the word hang. You want to hang out? We can hang out. But I'm not interested in dating. Like, I try to make that abundantly clear. And so one of the things is I found it interesting, which is fine. I know a lot of men don't like to go on dates. But he kind of like rambled on about like not going out with women because all they do are users, and like he'll pay for a meal. He's not, funding someone's, dinner or lifestyle. So they go out to eat and then they're not really interested in him, which we go out. I'm not interested. I'm paying for myself. Like, we each pay for what we're getting type of thing. And so, but we haven't actually even met in person. This was a dating app. When I had a dating app for like 2 weeks, I deleted the app because I met some people on there. Like, not even physically meeting them. Like, it's just weird. And I didn't want to do it. So again, how am I gonna meet anybody? I don't know. But I deleted the app. But we had already been talking. He had my number, so that's that. But he was just like going on and on about like how women are users, and I'm like, okay, like there's something there. I don't know. It's like a little red flag. And then like we were talking, and then he like lost it. He lost a gift card, and he just started cussing and yelling. And I'm like, if that's how he handles stress or losing a gift card, like, how is he going to handle any other situation? Like, he was going off for like 5 minutes. And I was like, I don't know. There's several other things, but I just feel like we're in a different place. And ladies, you don't got to explain all that. Like, you don't got to explain X, Y, and Z. Like, I'm not interested is enough, right? And then I met this one guy online as well before I deleted the app, and we were supposed to go out, and then I guess he forgot about the date, or he got sidetracked at the house. Like, he said he was at home, but he lost track of time. So I showed up, and he was over an hour late. So I just was like, well, I'm gonna go ahead and bounce because I respect people's time. I show up on time, and obviously, he was not respecting my time. So I left. I told him, I was like, it's cool. But I don't know. Some people will be like, oh, just give them another chance. Like, you know, that happens. But like, how you gonna ask somebody out, show up over an hour late, and I don't know, you just not, I just didn't feel like there was effort. And so, and then I was like talking to this other guy, and like we were talking, it was all, the conversation was good. Like the conversation with him was actually really good. Like I liked talking to him, but then it turned into something very, like it was like very sexual right off the bat. And I was like, ugh. And because I told him, I don't believe in sex before marriage. That's why me and my ex didn't work out after a couple years, like away bounced. But to each their own, right? And even after me telling him that, and him saying he's a man of God, he goes to church, how important his faith is, like he's still, you know, he's out there, he has sex, he has one night stands. And I was like, we are different spiritually of like how I feel, like how this Christian life looks to me versus you. And so like I was trying to be like, oh, it's fine, like this is kind of, you know, normal conversation. But then it was just like all the time, and they got annoying. So I was like, ugh. And he was like talking about, again, this is all within a week of starting to talk to each other. He was like talking about, you know, marriage, kids, and he's not in the US, right? So he has this dating profile set up so that he can match with people in a country that he's not in. He's in, where was he? Norway or Sweden, I can't remember. And so then he was like, oh yeah, about, you know, leaving his job. He's like, I'm okay with leaving my job and coming over there and finding work. And I was like, I'm gonna be unemployed. And then he was like, you know, you would have to do X and Y paperwork in order for me to come over there and to live. Like you would have to do the paperwork for me to become a citizen. And I was like, And then he was talking about just several things. I'm like, one weekend, like all he talks about is sex, coming over to the U.S., citizenship, getting married, having a freaking anchor baby. I don't know. But I was just like, nah. And so I'm talking to him. But that's been my first dating of the new year. Like, it's been those things. And I'm not going to do too much makeup because a little foundation, a little blush. Put on some mascara, and then we're going to do my hair. But maybe it's me, you know. I was already in a relationship where like I felt like I did a lot for the guy. I'm not trying to like take on responsibilities of people who don't have a place to live, or living with their parents, or feels like they're seeking citizenship, or people who are not, just don't show up. Like that was another issue with my ex, right? Like he didn't show up. He would, and I get it, you gotta work, but also I think there's a work-life balance, especially when you're in a relationship, and you can't just not show up for weeks and months at a time, especially when we live like 20 minutes away from each other. At this point, we were living 5 minutes away from each other. Like you literally have to pass my house to go home. So you not being there is intentional. So I don't know what's going to happen with dating and that aspect of the vision board of finding someone. All right, so I'm just going to spray my hair down with a little bit of water and leave-in conditioner to help bring back out these curls so it doesn't look so dang dry. So how's you guys going? Like, how's the relationships? If you're already dating, how'd you find your person? Like, was it on a dating app or was it in the more traditional sense? I feel like dating apps are becoming the traditional sense now. But like, how'd you find your person? How is the dating apps and dating going for you guys? Specifically, I'm looking and asking about women in dating. So maybe I should be seeking the male perspective, like why guys only talk about sex, or why are a lot of them not independent or like on their own as far as like living with somebody or having their own stuff. I don't know. But ladies, like what is the dating scene looking like for you guys? I think I'm going to be wearing pink today. I'm really feeling pink. This year, I think my colors are going to be pink and green. All right, so another area of my life our vision board that's going well is, I've been reading the scriptures, of course, and I'm quarter way through Genesis, 2 weeks into the year, and I'm leading this Bible study with a couple other ladies. So that spiritual aspect is going well. I am not doing the best with my finances, but I guess that's kind of to be expected with the fact that I do have 2 trips planned out that I'm going on, and I'm getting my hair done and buying clothes for those specific trips. But next month I shall be better with that aspect of it. And let's see. Career-wise, I've been making videos, y'all. Y'all see me on here. I'll be posting. I'll be making content. I've done 4 auditions, I think, since the beginning of the year. I do have to have a conversation with my manager at my like full-time real job, big girl job, around about pay and getting paid what I'm worth. That's gonna be an interesting conversation. I might do a video of talking about like how do you present yourself or talk to management about a raise, especially with women, because you guys, we are historically paid less, undervalued, compared to others. I'm gonna add a little bit more dimension to my face by adding some contour here, a little bit of bronzer. So this is the final look for church. Super cute, a little pink. This is one of the new purses that I just got. I think I'm gonna hold it like this and take the chain off because I don't know. Maybe I'll do it like this. Okay, yeah, maybe I'll carry it like this. And then we're just gonna put on a little bit of this perfume. This is like my favorite fragrance right now. This is the Idol Power by Lancome. Don't rub it in. You let it air dry or dry down. All right, and for breakfast, eat a little something before I go to church. Nourish the body, get nourished by the word. These are the overnight oats that I made last night, part of the meal prep.